Good afternoon. Today's lecture introduces the methodology of analyzing pedagogical situations. This topic is foundational for professional teaching, since educational practice is composed not only of planned lessons and prescribed content, but also of concrete situations that require interpretation, judgment, and response. A teacher's effectiveness depends to a considerable extent on the ability to understand such situations, identify their determining factors, and select appropriate pedagogical action. For that reason, the analysis of pedagogical situations must be regarded as one of the basic elements of professional competence. The goals of this lecture are directed toward both conceptual understanding and practical preparation. The first task is to familiarize students with the very notion of a pedagogical situation and with the principal methods through which such situations may be analyzed. The second is to show why this form of analysis matters for the improvement of the educational process. The third is to introduce the main diagnostic tools used for interpreting classroom realities. The objectives follow naturally from these aims. We are to review the key concepts of pedagogical diagnostics, clarify the role of situational analysis within pedagogical activity, consider examples from teaching practice, and examine the case study method as one of the principal approaches to analysis. A pedagogical situation may be understood as the concrete context in which the educational process takes place. It includes the interaction between teacher and students, the material being taught, the methods employed, the level of student motivation, and the broader learning environment. In other words, it is not a single isolated event, but a complex set of interrelated conditions that shape learning. The slide also draws attention to two important elements: the key components of such a situation and the diagnostic process through which it is studied. This means that a pedagogical situation is not only experienced, it is examined in order to guide adjustment of teaching and improvement of educational outcomes. Three methods are presented here as especially significant: observation, case study, and reflection. Observation provides direct evidence concerning student behavior, teacher response, and classroom dynamics. The case study method allows real educational situations to be examined in context, with particular attention to cause, consequence, and possible intervention. Reflection introduces the teacher's own actions into analysis and makes professional self-correction possible. These methods differ in emphasis, yet they are united by a common purpose: to replace assumption with evidence and to connect interpretation with pedagogical decision-making. The example on this slide concerns students who continue to struggle with a grammatical rule despite repeated review. The educational value of this example lies in its structure. It presents not only the problem, but also the logic of professional response. First, the situation is identified, then its possible causes are analyzed, and only after that is a solution proposed. Several factors may lie behind the difficulty: the complexity of the material, the way it has been presented, or the level of student motivation. The important point is that correction should follow diagnosis. Effective teaching begins where the teacher distinguishes symptom from cause. The analysis of pedagogical situations is important for at least three reasons. It helps identify existing problems and clarify their underlying causes. It supports the development of solutions suited to the actual needs of a particular class or learner group. It also makes it possible to anticipate future difficulties and to adopt preventive measures before those difficulties become more serious. The statement at the bottom of the slide is especially important. Continuous analysis and reflection allow teachers to remain flexible and professionally effective. In a changing classroom environment, such flexibility is indispensable. The pedagogical benefits of systematic analysis are especially visible in three areas. First, it can increase student motivation by helping the teacher adapt methods to learner needs and preferences. Second, it improves interaction by strengthening understanding between teacher and students. Third, it enhances the overall quality of teaching through more accurate knowledge of student difficulties and more appropriate instructional adjustment. The example given here from foreign language teaching is particularly illustrative. Analysis of pronunciation errors through observation or survey may reveal insufficient practice, which then leads to more targeted solutions such as individual pronunciation work or technology-assisted training. The practical assignment is designed to transfer theoretical understanding into pedagogical analysis. Students are invited to consider a concrete case. Learners in an English class frequently fail to construct sentences in the present tense correctly. Their task is to analyze the situation, identify possible causes, and propose corrective methods. The structure of the task is methodologically well conceived. It directs attention to material comprehension, student preparation, and teaching methods, thereby encouraging future teachers to examine a problem from more than one angle. In this way, case analysis becomes a training ground for reasoned pedagogical judgment. Several essential conclusions follow from this lecture. The analysis of pedagogical situations is not an optional supplement to teaching, but an integral part of pedagogical activity. It must be continuous because only regular analysis and reflection enable the teacher to improve practice over time. The case study method is especially valuable because it provides experience with authentic classroom situations. Most importantly, systematic analysis contributes directly to better teaching quality and more effective student learning. These points define the practical significance of the topic as a whole. Thank you for your attention. I hope this lecture has clarified the methodological importance of analyzing pedagogical situations and its role in improving professional teaching practice.